Why am I DL? Because if I don't admit that I'm gay, then I can still sleep with multiple women and don't have to deal with some of the negative implications that come with being a homosexual male. Why do I sleep with so many women? Because I'm overcompensating for my fear of my own sexuality. Plus, it's easier to just continue the toxic lifestyle than it is to go back on decades of unresolved trauma that I've inflicted on women. Why am I always into it with my baby mama? Because I resent the fact that she's not a man. I've got a crush on my homies, and she's always trying to get me to not hang out with them. That would get on your nerves too. Why don't I just be honest with the people in my life? Because that would make me an accountable man, and that's just not what I am. I want to have my cake, eat it too, and sometimes get mine smashed as well. Stop getting into it with females all the time. No, I'm a misogynist DL man. I can't stand women. That's why I hang out with the homies all day. That's who I'm attracted to. So why would I be able to get along with a woman, especially one that respects themselves?
Wow. Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakdash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edified. Title, You Ninjas. This is part one of a part two series I'm going to do today. One on the men, one on the women. You Jakes are waxing worse and worse. And what I'm seeing is that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is really bringing a judgment to you Israelites, okay, which is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Jake has reached a point of no return. You have this guy here, and, you know, sometimes people put skits out there, but just judging off his demeanor and the spirit that he's coming in, he's really a mo, okay? And he basically stated that he's down low because he don't want to be judged for his actions, which shows you right there that you're wrong. Okay, the fact about it is that you're worried about that you're going to be judged about something that you deem to be your right lifestyle. You must know it's wrong to some degree, because why you worried about what people going to say about it if you knew or if you didn't know that it was wrong? Okay, but see, our people are wicked, man, and this is what we're talking about with you Jakes. And believe it or not, you got a lot of guys that come in the same spirit, the same sentiment, you know, because I've always wondered, you know, why Jake always prefer to be around other males. And I get it. Like, you know, you don't want to be around women all the time. Being around. So, like, what the hell is this? Yeah, you don't want to be around women all the time. But at the same time, I don't want to just be around a bunch of dudes 24/7 either. You know, that's just not where it's at. But a lot of times, like with these little hood Jakes, these street Jakes, these little crash outs, a lot of these dudes be on the DL, okay? And then a lot of times Keisha know about it as well. And this is how diseases get spread among the Jake communities, because you got a lot of these type dudes that sleep with these Keishas. And on top of that, a lot of these Keishas sleep around with other women that sleep around with dudes. You notice how when you see a group of Keishas or a group of women, and there's always one male among them, and usually he's kind of like on the fence. That's the homegirl. And you better believe to some degree they're all sleeping with one another, man. And this same chick that you land up with got a gay friend, got a gay homeboy, and she comes back and she gives you some type of disease that she's contracted from this dude. And then all of a sudden, you know, you in the clinic looking stupid, and then you bring it to her attention, and all of a sudden she's blaming you for sleeping around with other women. But the reality of it is, these dudes are really down low like that, man. You know, this is why they're so aggressive. And not only that, they're just growing up with the single black woman, man. You know, but Jake has lost his glory. And this is what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai meant about the stones being poured out at the top of the street, ahead of the street. It says, how have the gold become earthen pitchers? Because our men, the Israelite men in general, was known as a god on the earth at a point in time. You know, with this decadence about him, with this loins gird, with this courage, his fearlessness, man, his ferocity, you know. Now Jake has just been reduced to just a straight hood ninja, a momo, okay, a thug, a gangbanger, a inmate, you know. just a regular, just a degenerate. And this is the reason why the nations don't respect our people. Okay, and it starts with that black woman, man. All right, so I got a couple of precepts. This wasn't going to be a long lesson, but it says if DL dudes were actually honest for once. And, you know, like I said, this could be a skit, but, I mean, he gives me the impression that he probably is like that. Because don't get it twisted, man. There's a lot of men like this you never would have known about, man. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. That's scary, you know. So you think that a dude is all tough and gung-ho and he's all about the so-called sacred of the brotherhood the whole time this nigga like you. That's scary, man. I remember a long time ago, this was probably like back in like 2007, 2008, I was friends with this chick named Netta. And she had a nigga, like a homie named Mike. Now, I thought her and Mike was dating, you know, because, you know, he seemed to be getting all the women. Fuck with Mike, you know, a nigga named Mike get women any goddamn way. But, you know, tall dude, light skin, you know what I'm saying? And shit, the nigga was a Mo. He was a Mo the whole fucking time. And I didn't even know that shit. He came out and admitted, because it was me and we was at the job and they were talking, man. And, you know, we was getting our work and we was going to the train stop. And, you know, this dude, I'm thinking he bullshit. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, you got like all these women you deal with. He said, yeah. He said, I got a whole dude. I said, wow, that's crazy, you know. And I'm asking that, and she knew the whole goddamn time. Whole time I'm thinking he dealing with her. That wasn't the case. They were just like friends. But you couldn't tell. He didn't talk like one. He didn't act like one, you know what I'm saying? He didn't switch. He wore Jake clothes. He wore a bag, you know, back in 2008. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that was the baggy era, but, you know, the clothes were like not too fitted. You know, he dressed like a typical Jake with a fitted hats, the long sleeves, you know, the pants, the Timbs and shit. You never would have known until he finally admitted it. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, so I was like, nah, that's weird. That's a weird situation. But that goes on a lot in this world, man. Sometimes you just don't know, you know. But anyway, I got a couple of precepts. This wasn't going to be a long lesson. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 6, and I'm going to start at verses 8. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous should not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? It says, but be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Okay, now when you go into that word effeminate, it goes into soft to the touch. Okay, or a boy that's used for sexual favors. And oftentimes, you know, like with this whole Diddy ordeal, man, you know, you got people coming out mentioning, oh, yeah, Diddy forced me to do this and do that and that and that. You know, I mean, situations like that, you know, that's basically a sodomite, which is temple harlots. You know, like that modern day festival Bacchus, that's basically what Diddy was running there, you know, under the orders of his gatekeepers. But nonetheless, that's what that goes into, like a temple prostitute, like a temple harlot. You know what I'm saying? And it says no effeminate nor abuses themselves with mankind, meaning bestiality, men that sleep with men, women that sleep with women. All that shit is part of it, man. And if you in that spirit, then you ain't gonna get in the kingdom. All right, and we're talking about you jigs because the kingdom is only for you Israelites. Okay. Now the crazy part about it is that you got jakes in the church. That's on the down low, and then some of them were just playing out moles, and they were swept down that as long as they accept Jesus Christ in their heart and their soul, they can make it into the kingdom of heaven. Wait a minute, if you're a flaming freaking mole, the scriptures just say right here, let's read it. Know ye not that the unrighteous should not inherit? It says, know ye not that the unrighteous should not inherit the kingdom of God? It says, be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, which our people are heavy in that, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. So if you in that spirit of a sodomite, then you ain't gonna make it to the kingdom, you know. And it says here, and such was some of you, but ye are washing. Now you got instances like that. If the spirit is really dealing with you, then you may have repented, but that's between you and Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because you know you come up to the camp. And be like, well, yeah, I used to like dudes, but I don't know more. And you may be genuinely sincere. You may don't deal with dudes no more, but we gonna look at you like I don't know about this cat, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't nothing but men up here teaching the word, and you ain't finna be around us, you know? So my best advice to that is, yeah, go do your own thing, and, you know, may the Most High have mercy. I remember a cat came up like that back in 2017, 2018, man, and he was out there speaking, and we was, you know, kind of rebuking him because, you know, he was dealing with them spirits, and he said that he kind of go back and forth, but he's trying to get rid of that spirit. And I'm like, well, if the spirit of the Lord is dealing with you, you would cut it out, and you would go out and you would be teaching, and we've never heard from that guy again. So obviously, you know, he was given over to that spirit, because one thing about that spirit of momoality, if the Lord give you over to that, then it's pretty much a wrap. Okay, it's pretty much a wrap unless you're just of the elect and one of a kind, you know, but which is unlikely. But that's a hell of a spirit of the Lord. Put that spirit of you. That's like one of the worst sins you can commit outside of blasphemy and adultery, man. That's like on the same levels of blasphemy and adultery, man. You know. What the hell? Anyway, Slakia. And it says here, and such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of Yahweh Shai in the spirit of our power. Okay? So, I mean, like I said, if you in that spirit, then it's unlikely that you're a man of the Lord. You know? So, this spirit here has to be rooted out of the earth, and this is why fire, you know, the Lord has to use fire to purge this place, because it just, you know, enough is enough, man. Jake is just totally went left, and Jake don't care. They're careless with it. They don't care. You know, they don't care who looks at them any kind of way, because, you know, this is the new culture now, the new trend. Men on men, women on women. Deuteronomy 23, and I'm gonna start at verses. Salakia, give me 1 second, brothers. One second, my bad. Salakia. Deuteronomy 23, and I'm gonna start at verses 17. It says, there should be no whore of the daughters of Israel, and nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Now, when you go into this word sodomite, right, it goes into the Hebrew word quadasha, right? Male temple prostitute, a male temple prostitute. Now, when you go into this word here, whore, quadashaha, female prostitute or harlot. So it's basically the same thing, just a male version. Now, this is not talking about like a necessary mo, but then you have those that engage in homo or momoality relations. So it's still an abomination. Okay? And it says here, thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of Yahweh thy power for any vow. For even both these are an abomination unto Yahweh, okay? So that's off as hell. And we see why this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Because, I mean, just the lewdness, the acts, the immorality, man. Romans 1, and I'm going to start at verses 22, 21. It says, because that they knew not the Most High. They glorify him not as Yahweh, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and foolish, and their heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Yeah, in this modern day culture, they teaching you that this is a woke culture, this is inclusivity and all this other stuff. You know, we got to include everybody. And this is an actual culture, you know, that's being funded by political benefits, man. You know, if you don't opt into this culture, then you can get in trouble. So basically, you have to appear to remain neutral in it. If you don't agree with it, you can't speak out against it, you know. And if you say something about it, then they're going to try to ostracize you. But it says, and change the glory of incorruptible power into an image made like unto corruptible men. It says, into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, wherewith the Most High have also given them over to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. So men on men, woman on woman. orgies and all that other shit. This is what goes down into those Babylonian churches. It says here, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. But for this cause, Yahweh gave them up into vile affections, for even that woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, which is to marry the woman, pop her, have babies with her, right? Burned in their lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving themselves that was recompense of their error was met. Now, like I said, they justify this in the church because in the church they can openly be this way, but they're not following what the scriptures say. Okay, it says, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind, which means void of judgment, to do things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, because they're very violent, debate, because now they got literally woke people debating people that understand some type of Eastern theology. Okay, you have actual debates about this on how they can incorporate this culture into modern day society, which just proves this is modern day Sodom. Deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, and this is talking about you Israelites, that they which commit such things are worthy unto death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So the Lord said you're worthy unto death, man. Okay? So if you are engaging in this behavior, you talking about you Jakes out there, then how about you Shai is just going to destroy you. Point blank, period, okay? There's no coming back from a spirit like this.
Why am I DL? Because if I don't admit that I'm gay, then I can still sleep with multiple women and don't have to deal with some of the negative implications that come with being a homosexual male. Why do I sleep with so many women? Because I'm overcompensating for my fear of my own sexuality. Plus, it's easier to just continue the toxic lifestyle than it is to go back on decades of unresolved trauma that I've inflicted on women. Why am I always intimate with my baby mama? Because I resent the fact that she's not a man. I've got a crush on my homies, and she's always trying to get me to not hang out with them. That would get on your nerves too. Why don't I just be honest with the people in my life? Because that would make me an accountable man, and that's just not what I am. I want to have my cake, eat it too, and sometimes get mine smashed as well. Stop getting into it with females all the time. No, I'm a misogynist DL man. I can't stand women. That's why I hang out with the homies all day. That's who I'm attracted to. So why would I be able to get along with a woman, especially one that respects themselves?